Welcome to episode 101 of the Curios Cast. After the massive success of episode 100, we've heard your feedback. We know you loved it. Episode 101. Whoa! Oh, I'm still tired from episode 100.
I know. All that stuff we did was mad, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
It was mental.
Crazy scenes.
Yeah. I mean, most of you have probably watched all of it, but how long the episode was, I wouldn't be surprised if you haven't got through it yet.
Yeah, exactly. That time, that duration that it was interesting, wasn't it?
Yeah, we all know the duration. Yeah. It was an ordeal, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Can't believe that thing happened. At the end.
Yeah.
Fuck, yeah.
Can't believe you're still alive, Rob, to be honest.
Yeah. Oh, if you haven't seen it, stick around to the ending of episode 100. I don't know why you're watching episode 101 if you haven't watched 100, but...
Yeah. I don't know why we're doing episode 101.
You won't know what we're going on about right now, will you, if you haven't?
No, you don't know.
Neither do I.
We've got another weird news episode, as always. A quick fire weird news or just a normal weird news? We don't really know because we haven't discussed it.
Depends if Rob's got a weird news story, really, I guess.
I've got one, yeah.
Whoa.
Okay. Rob, I think you went first last time.
Yep.
George, do you want to go first?
I was hoping to have a bit more time to narrow down what weird news I was going to give you because, as always, I've got a few. But
of course.
Love it.
I'm going to go for... what shall I go for? What shall I give you? Well, there was one story that there was a story about a woman shagging a ghost. We've already had that multiple times.
I think we've had loads of that.
Yeah,
it was a different woman, yeah, and she's decided not to continue this relationship because she'd been shagging this ghost for years and years and years. And in one day, for some reason, the ghost revealed its face to her, and it turned out to have like fangs and a weird head. And now she doesn't want to shag it anymore. But anyway, moving on.
Okay.
We're not going to
enough of that one. That's all you need to know.
Enough of that bollocks. We are going to talk about, if I can find it on my list of things, the man who ate 124 kebabs in 1 month and says that he's been left physically and mentally scarred.
Wow.
Have you seen this story?
I did see this. I didn't read it, but I saw the headline and just thought I don't want to read that. Obviously.
How many kebabs a day is that? Like 3, 4? 120? 4 kebabs a day?
4 kebabs a day, yeah. It's crazy.
That's brutal. His insides must have been awful.
So that's more than breakfast, lunch, dinner.
Yeah, that is. That's an extra meal. Yeah, just in case you haven't had enough kebab. All right, come on, give us the details.
And it was all doner kebabs as well. You know, he didn't mix.
I was going to ask. That's the worst one. Yeah.
Yeah, awful. So I'll
did he have it? Did he have it with like sauce and salad?
The whole thing.
It always used to make me laugh when you'd go when we were younger. We used to go to a lot of kebab shops, like I'm sure most young, drunk, and high people do. To the point where we were like, you know, on first name terms with and we'd be like, hey, what's up, you know?
Yeah.
And it always just make me laugh when you get some like proper geezer come up and they'd be like, no, hey, sauce salad, boss, and they'd be like, nah, I don't want that rabbit food. Fuck that. Just meat in a box, bread, not even any sauce.
Every time I get a kebab, I say yes to the sauce and salad.
Yeah,
but I never eat the salad.
Really?
As I should start saying no because it's a waste of food. But
why don't you eat the salad?
Yeah, the salad's the best bit.
No, it's not.
Yeah, but why don't you eat the salad? What's your reasoning?
I don't want it.
Then why not?
The rest of the food is so much better than a salad. Like if you've got a salad sitting there and then you've got meat and rice,
but it complements it.
Like
it complements
it. You eat it combined. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
If a little bit falls on the rest, it might make its way into my mouth and I'll be okay with it. But I'm not going to go out my way to eat any salad. No.
Did you ever watch people just do nothing?
Yeah.
It's in the air. There's a bit like MC Grinder doesn't like he gets his burger and he has like nothing in it.
Bone dry.
No sauce. Yeah, just dry.
Bone dry.
One of my mates, we went for a drive on the way back from a gig and he got 2 burgers and 2 chips. Or maybe he got 3 even. I think he got 3 burgers, 3 chips, no drinks.
And he didn't have his own drink. Like, he didn't have a
No,
bottle
just
of water.
for some reason, just like no
That's
drink.
lunatic
And then he's
material.
getting through it all, and then looked and was like, "Yeah, I really regret not getting a drink now." Like, I was like,
Yeah.
why didn't you get a
Yeah.
drink? You could have got one of them as a meal, and then like 2 extra things. Yeah.
But yeah, tell us more about
Anyway,
this guy.
sorry. Yeah.
Well, so so the headline is: Man who ate 124 kebabs in a month says it hurt him physically and physiologically. A junk food loving dad has eaten 124 kebabs in the space of just 1 month in an epic kebabathon, consuming a staggering 250,000 calories.
Jesus.
If he doesn't look, because I would expect after a month,
Yeah. Let's have a look at.
you'd be pretty maybe put on quite a bit of weight. I don't know how many calories are in a kebab, but maybe you just wouldn't look very.
Well, it just said 250,000 in a month.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but in terms of versus
Who knows
his-
their monthly calorie intake? though?
Yeah.
Was it
So,
like?
but he doesn't look too unhealthy. I don't know if you've looked at the photo of it. Like he
No,
just looks like
yeah,
a
he
normal
looks-
guy, like
Yeah, it does.
which is quite surprising.
Oh, he did it for charity. Okay.
Yeah,
He
so he's
raised,
doing- so he's
but he
raising
raised £1,000. Like, surely
Hey, how much did
you
it
probably
cost
spent
him?
that in kebab.
Yeah. Well, let's work that out. He definitely would have done. How many was it?
124.
124.
124. And how much is a kebab? Like I mean, I don't know
£8.
these days. Is
Yeah.
it?
It depends where you live, I guess. But-
Well, that's based £992. Fuck's sake.
He did, but you have to say, fair play to him. It says here, the dad of two even went without a roast Christmas dinner to make space for more of the late night.
he done it over Christmas.
Why would you do it all the times to choose to do it?
Polished off his final doner on New Year's Eve. Says he feels a huge sense of accomplishment after raising £1,000 for Francis House Children's Hospice. Other hospices are available with the stunt.
Here you go. Look, he said he spent hundreds of pounds of his own money, which ranged from £5 to £15. So he might have spent over some of the 15. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fucking. I guess you have got to eat, so you could subtract a reasonable amount. Because I mean, he's got to eat. If you weren't eating kebabs, you'd be eating
Oh, he was going to be spending some amount of money on
some
food
amount of money
anyway.
on food.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Does it say if
says-
he
still
alternated between like chicken or lamb or whatever?
No, it's just doner, like straight doner meat. Which
No,
is
you're chatting
like
shit.
Insane.
Yeah,
What?
you've done a good job of reading the whole article.
What are you talking about? Says
I'm
here-
digging you out. I definitely haven't read all mine as I'm about to read out. But there's a bit. Des, who rotated between lamb, doner, chicken, and mixed meats.
Okay, I mixed that.
Said his favourite kebabs came from two different. He didn't even go to the same shop. Came from two different shops in Oldham and Bolton. So I guess he went to multiple shops all round. Maybe it was like a. He calls himself the doner connoisseur.
I love that line you just read is just above the line that George just read. But he didn't see it.
I'd already skipped ahead.
past that bit,
yeah.
Yeah.
Also, you get more for your money up there as well. So when he's spending £5 to £15, that's you probably get a hefty amount.
Mine's not show. I can't see that sentence. Weird. Just says the next sentence is he now plans to retire from kebab eating from extreme eating challenges. I don't know.
That's weird. I can't see that sentence.
That's bizarre.
That's
Anyway,
what the fuck?
he
That is-
did have a tactic. He was starving himself all day and then having 4 kebabs in the evening, which is somehow worse because you just like having so much kebab.
That is worse. What the fuck?
I guess
Yeah,
it's like
it's
doing an eating challenge every day.
Was that the idea?
Yeah.
Or was that the point?
Because
Because
I
did
don't
you
know, I
just
guess- I
say he
guess-
was a competitive eater? He does that.
No,
Like,
I
is
think
he-
it just says like he's he's retiring from doing any more extreme eating stuff. But I don't know if he was already like
not
doing it.
competitive eater, but like he must be like a YouTube eating guy.
I don't think he is. I think he's just
No?
just a geezer.
no, he says he's an engineer.
Yeah, it's just a proper geezer.
I watched this bloke eat like 40 slices of pizza the other day.
Oh, was that Beard Meets Food?
Beard v food, yeah.
Shout out
Yeah.
Beard Meets Food.
Yeah. It was quite entertaining actually.
Yeah.
Like it's one of those things. Like I don't know why that's entertaining, but like I guess he's just good. He has good chat about him, and it was just
I watch all his videos. And one thing that I really love, he goes to these food places and says, "Oh, I'm going to do the food challenge." Obviously, everyone gets chatting to him. He gets to know the people.
Yeah.
And he will smash the challenge. Almost every video is him beating the challenge by like he done like 40 slices of pizza. The next person had done like 20. Like he
whatever it was, he smashed it by like a whole pizza. Didn't
he
I think,
smashes it
basically?
by and everyone's like round of applause. And he does the same thing every time. He turns and asks for the dessert menu, and then and he will order a dessert and eat it as well. Like because it must be the same. You know when you're full up but then dessert comes.
And it's different.
There's room.
It goes a different hole, yeah.
So even though he's just eaten like 20 roast dinners, he can still fit in a
room for
dessert.
it. Yeah.
See, I'm not a dessert person.
You're not?
No, I'm very rarely in the mood for a dessert.
Are you
I like a dessert.
I'm savoury.
cheese ball person?
I do like a cheese ball, but even then, like I prefer to have a really big main and then just be done.
But you don't get that little feeling for something sweet after.
Not
Like you've
really,
just eaten, say like a roast.
Yeah, I always fancy it. Yeah, I quite.
No.
Yeah.
Huh.
Maybe you're a fucking psycho.
Yeah, that's weird, man.
Yeah. All right.
Kick him off the call.
Mr. I order lettuce and tomato, even though I don't like them, but I still order them in my kebab.
That's more common than not having dessert, I think.
Yeah, I believe
listeners,
I believe that to be true.
All
Yeah,
3 listeners.
I'm with Tom.
Yeah.
Tell me. Mouse. I know you'll back me up, Mouse. Jimmy, you'll back me up. No such thing as a vegetable in America, I know.
Yeah, I was going to say the kebabs aren't as big of a thing there, I think. Like the whole
kebabs
culture.
aren't good here either in the Netherlands. They're pretty subpar.
British food, isn't it?
Yeah, finest in the world.
Multicultural, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's basically it for this guy here.
Shout out to Des.
I found it quite, it gave me like a longing for a kebab.
I like it when they chuck something in, like, in this photo. The dad of 2 managed to raise £1,000. Like, what the fact that he's a dad of 2, what relevance does that have to do with the fact he's eating 4 kebabs a day?
It means he's an everyman, Rob.
Does it give you does it give you that
He's
sort
a man
of,
of the people.
He's just a bloke, yeah.
I'm a dad of 2. I could eat 120 kebabs.
Yeah.
I love his saying, like, sometimes I'd be eating them in my mate's car, sometimes on the fly. The quickest I did it was an hour and a half. It's like, I don't know, such a... Like, eating a kebab in a car is not an uncommon thing, I think.
No.
Yeah.
And what is, like, why is eating a kebab in the car not on the fly? Where's on the fly? What does he mean by that? Is it like sometimes it was in my mate's car on the fly? What does he mean? Sometimes on the fly, I'd eat him in my mate's car. I said the same thing twice, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is on the fly a separate thing? If so, what does that mean?
I think
like
it is
standing
a
up,
separate thing.
walking. Well, what is on the? Where else can you eat a kebab? In your house, in the shop, in your car.
Maybe he was eating them between kebab shops. He was like, I need to finish this fucking kebab.
Maybe that is what
before
he
I order
means.
the next
Yeah.
one. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Fucking horrible.
I like the obviously for this article they met him and they did a little photo shoot in a kebab shop. You know, he's got a picture of him holding a.
It's
quite
classic,
quite a
like
good
local
looking doner
paper,
kebab.
isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, but then it's lucky that he didn't get put off kebabs because he's obviously had to eat the doner kebab in front of him. There's a picture of him like after an empty plate holding his belly.
Oh right, you don't think this was during said challenge? You think
No,
this
no,
was
I don't
post?
think so. I
Yeah, it
reckon
probably
this
was
was
post, wasn't it? Yeah.
But
Are you
it's almost
telling,
like,
you telling us that from your journalistic point of view? There is that.
Yeah,
Speaking
I'm
of
just,
experience,
I'm
yeah.
just assessing the article. Yeah, the metro. Stylistically of approaches in a very distinct manner. But yeah, so I just find it funny. Like, imagine if he really, really just couldn't stand the sight of a kebab anymore, and they forced him to eat one last kebab for the article.
Well, he said it hurt him, so like you can't be overly keen on it.
No, but he says that he's looking forward to his next kebab.
Oh yeah,
Like, he's not. He's ready for it. He says, but to be honest, I'm already planning to go out with my mates next week. I'll never stop eating kebabs.
It's a geezer. What's a geezer?
Yeah, that's it.
No fucking salad. None of that rabbit shit.
I bet he'd eat this. I bet he ate everything.
It looks
So
like he did. He's got it all like proper in there, isn't he? By the picture.
Yeah, that looks like a good kebab, to be honest.
Mm.
That doesn't
He's
look like
got
on a kebab. I'd say that's a little sheesh, isn't it?
You're a sheesh. Anyway, should we move on? I think that's enough about that prick and his.
I'm not calling him a prick. He might be on the podcast next week.
What you got, Rob?
I'll take it back. So this is one of those ones where kind of everything you need to know is in the headline, really.
It's great.
I mean, that is the idea of a good written headline, I suppose, isn't it?
It's true.
Married British Airways pilot Mike Beaton snorks coke off topless woman, then tries to fly packed holiday plane to UK.
Geezer.
Geezer.
Was it what?
Geezer. It's a geezer episode, this episode.
Wait, did it say he tried to snort cocaine or?
No, he did successfully snort coke off a topless woman and then tried to fly a plane. So, like, the next day after a
Oh.
coke
After a
drug
bender.
fueled orgy, which is what the papers are calling it.
Oh. Who snitched?
Yeah, well, yeah. I always wondered about this sort of thing. He's married for starters, naughty boy.
You never know. That might be an agreement.
Might be an agreement.
High
It's true.
stress job.
True. Yeah, that's a thing these days, isn't it? It's 2023.
Mm-hmm.
He boasted of his drug and drink orgy to a stewardess friend. Aren't they? Are they no longer? Are they still called stewardesses?
Flight attendant, I believe.
I would have thought it's a neutral name. Yeah, like actor.
We're going to email into this establishment.
Fucking,
Publicly.
it's the Sun. I mean, it's hardly surprising, is it?
Son.
They've let me down again.
But
I
apparently,
keep coming back.
They were
disappointed.
there were other versions, but I thought with this kind of headline, it's just kind of probably funny to read the Sun, isn't it? So he boasted of his drug and drink orgy to a stewardess friend, admitting, "I've been a very naughty boy."
Oh.
So
He's repentant. So, there's nothing wrong with that.
The appalled pal reported him to bosses who cancelled last month's flight from Johannesburg to London, then drug tested and sacked him. So they've proper done him. So they basically just grassed up on him, and then someone's, I guess, if they're going to grass him up to the fucking bosses, they're probably also going to go to the paper.
Yeah.
So he was about to fly from South Africa to London when a worried stewardess raised it up. I guess, to be fair, she's not like it's a pretty fucking responsible thing to do.
Yeah.
You're like, he's about to fly 300 odd people. How many people in a plane? 300 odd people, I suppose.
At least one.
Yeah, that would be a big
Yeah.
plane as well. Coming
One
from
or
South
more
Africa.
is enough, really, isn't it? To like maybe not kill. It makes you think, no, I wonder how much this sort of shit happens though. Like, your average day of like just going into work hungover. They must at least drink test. You think they like regularly drink test?
I'm sure they do like random drugs tests.
Yeah, they must do.
Yeah,
like if you get on the fucking underground, like working on the underground, you must get it flying people for a living.
Yeah.
But it used to be a bit of it was like a film star, wasn't it? Being a pilot.
Yeah.
And they would have like a probably kind of a little bit of a rock star lifestyle. They might be out in.
Have a bird at every airport.
Yeah, and they'd be out drinking and like,
have a
like
cocaine lounge.
Festivities.
Some
yeah, they
airports.
probably did have a cocaine lounge, but it's different time back then, wasn't it? Different time back then.
Time, yeah.
it was.
Good old days.
Yeah.
You could actually make meth in the cockpits.
That's why they call it the cockpit, because people would come in and sniff coke off cocks. Obviously, his drug test. So yeah, he was flown home the next day as a passenger before being.
That's an awkward flight, that, isn't it?
That is an awkward flight. Yeah,
It's a long flight.
Because don't you normally
a long
sit?
flight as well.
I used to fly these things,
Don't you normally sit in like another pilot would probably not sit, with the riffraff, would they? Wouldn't they like sit in the cockpit with their, because it must be like their mates, like their workmates.
I bet he wasn't allowed in.
Or would
No,
you,
not enough
if you're not allowed
seats, 'cause
in.
they probably got a proper pilot in, and the co-pilots are. Sorry, mate.
He's just sat at the back like gurning.
Just like, yeah. So yeah, they cancelled the 12-hour flight, costing the airline an estimated $100,000. He was suspended and flown home before being drug tested, and when it was proved positive, he was sacked. So yeah, BA's latest abuse-fueled drama came to light after Beaton flew to Johannesburg, where he had downtime before he was scheduled to co-pilot a return flight to London. Oh, I see. So yeah, he'd flown out there, had a mad one. That must have, it can't be the only time this has happened. It's just the first time some cunt's got caught, isn't it? Or maybe not even the
How long
first time.
does cocaine stay in your system for?
I think it's a while. Like,
Yeah.
I think it's one of the quicker ones. I think generally, like, the quicker something kind of acts on you, the quicker it gets out of your system. I don't know if that's a stupid thing to say.
It's like more in terms of like effect, because if it's like
effect, I'd say is fairly short lasting, but like in terms of passing a drug test.
yeah,
Yeah,
But
like
like-
the next
harsh,
morning
isn't
you're
it,
just
really?
hung over.
Yeah, I was going to say,
basically,
no
right?
one's ever just got on 2 grams of coke, snorted coke off a stripper,
They just jumped
only
straight in the cockpit.
Yeah, and been drinking lemonades as well, were they? Like, they were. That's not what was happening there. They're definitely also pissed. Yeah, apparently he told her that he met 2 local lads, a female Welsh holidaymaker, and a young Spanish bird at a nightclub in the city.
Is that his words? Young
That
Spanish
is
bird?
in quotations, yeah, young Spanish bird. The pilot boasted, "We will walk (stagger) back up to the hotel bar for one last one before bed. Welsh and one of these guys is getting on very well, but she's told him that I'm her boyfriend. Couple of drinks in the bar, bit of snogging, then we're somewhere all on our way to this dude's flat. Welsh has decided that I should actually be her boyfriend, Spanish is hooked up with one of the local lads and is having her tits sucked on their sofa. He bragged about.
So whose words is this now? Is this like a quote by the pilot, or is this like what the stewardess?
It's a great question. Yeah,
it
it's all
must be
sort of
what
in
the
quotes, but I
stewardess
don't really. Yeah, I guess
The
it's what
pilot.
she's reported on that he's said. I guess. Yeah,
Okay.
maybe she's just straight up fucking dobbed him in his text messages or whatever.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
He bragged about how the girls are dancing topless, and he decided to strip off too before some A-class drugs arrived. The pilot said, "I lost my shirt somewhere, and one of the local lads produces a plate with a few lines of coke. I love the relevance of that. I lost my shirt somewhere." So there's a debate about whose chest is the best to do a bump of. Right, I see how he's relevant. He added triumphantly, "That's the story of how I ended up snorting coke off a girl's tits in Johannesburg."
That's a great story.
It is a good story.
Yeah.
It is a good story. Yeah, you can't give him that. He admitted it has taken its toll, confessing, stayed the night with Welsh, shagged her for ages. I guess the coke played a part. And then I was so fucked I couldn't even lift my head to have gone too.
I like to imagine that this quote, word for word, was in like some sort of BA tribunal. It's been lifted straight from how he was explaining himself in front of like a panel. And he's just saying, Welsh was getting her tits sucked. And,
that'd be great. Well, I mean, it does
In
say
my
like
defence, cracking set, Your Honour.
well, fucking worth it.
Yeah, we'll have to get her in to find out.
It does say like the drink would have no longer been in his system. This is what BA have said, but the Class A drug was he'll never fly again.
Never fly
I guess,
again.
never
Fucks up your
fly
whole
again.
career, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hopefully he was already set, If he was like, he was 2 weeks from retirement.
Well, that's
and
bleak.
Yeah,
the
fuck,
coke in her tits got him.
How old is he? Does it say?
It doesn't say, no. There's a picture of him, though, and he looks pretty young, I'd say. And he doesn't look like, I'll be honest, he really don't look like the sort of lad to be doing that. I've got to send the article. He looks like, I don't know, he just don't look like what you think he's going to look like. He looks like the sort of black lad to be like lying about that. Like, imagine if this was just not even true and it's all bullshit. I mean, I guess he had, or he just
It's not even a pilot.
Well, no, I guess he just maybe sniffed some coke with some people and just thought, well, a better way to get fired is to say I sniffed coke off a fucking topless woman.
Yeah, okay, that's not what I thought.
Yeah.
If you look at him, he don't look like your average tit sniffing coke.
He doesn't look very
lad.
old, does he?
No, he don't look very old. He's
Got
quite young.
braces in that picture.
He does it, yeah, but that's not necessarily an indication of
Well, I suppose,
youngness.
But it's just something
se,
you
but-
associate with
Yeah.
someone being young, don't you?
He certainly ain't he's probably 30s tops.
Yeah.
I love how they've recreated what the text message
These
chat
chats.
would have looked like. Yeah, because that's clearly not
But
actually
very
a screenshot.
badly.
They're really badly, yeah.
Did you see that video of the couple shagging in the EasyJet flight?
Yeah.
I did see that, yeah.
They're on a
Yeah.
flight to Ibiza, and
Is it a classic?
everyone obviously knows because they've gone in there and probably been in there ages. And one of the flight attendants opens the door, and they're just going at it, and he kind of turns around, closes the door.
I see that, yeah.
And I saw that.
And there's
and then-
another video where they walk down they're walking back to their
Yeah, they get a round of applause.
Yeah.
Everyone's like,
Of course they do.
But then I thought it was funny, and then I saw an article like a day or two later, which was from the guy's mum, and I don't get it. 'Cause she was basically saying that she's horrified seeing this viral clip of him having sex in a plane. I don't want to see that. I can't believe he's got all this attention. But then she's just gone to the paper and done this a whole thing about
It's always
how
the irony
horrified.
of it,
You could have just not been associated with this news story at all. But then you've
Yeah.
gone saying how horrified you are.
yeah. And now you're. Yeah. Wow.
Did she have a compo face on as well?
She did. There's a selfie. I think they must have just taken that from her Instagram or Facebook or something. I'm looking at the Daily Mail
So
comments.
Did you know, did you know Gemma Atkinson, by the way? I don't know I do know why I thought this because it's in the fucking clickbaity things. Gemma Atkinson, remember her? She was from Hollyoaks and she did some raunchy photos and nuts and zoo and shit. Now she does a kids' TV show.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah. Someone, one of my mates who's got kids, said they've seen it and was just really confused by the whole thing. I swear I swear I used to see her in nuts and zoo.
Yeah, she's always done the reverse of what normally happens.
Yeah. It's kind of mad to be able to take that career turn, isn't it? After Fair play.
She
Jamaica, I
didn't
remember.
she shagged her Strictly Come Dancing dancer.
Did she? Excellent.
Really?
That's
Yeah.
great. Love that.
Her and it reminded me here. I remember the story, but she was on Strictly Come Dancing years ago, and then now I think they're actually together still.
Well, there you go.
With Gawker.
That must happen.
his
That must
name
happen a fair amount, innit? Because you're quite close and intimate, isn't it? That whole thing.
I think it has
Yeah.
happened a few times, hasn't it?
Yeah,
I think it has, yeah.
Yeah.
And there's been a few times where it's come out, and then that celebrity is now with the dancer the next year. But then it's also happened where people have got suspicions, and I guess there's a bit too much chemistry between the two of them. Yeah. But no
That's kind
shagging
of it.
on planes.
It's a bit
That's
start
kind of it
fucking
for
loose
my,
women
for
now.
my-
What's going on? Yeah, I love it. It's a shame that pilots can't get away with that sort of stuff anymore.
It is a shame.
Having that sort of
That is-
lifestyle.
it is a shame that our pilots can't get
Because-
fucked up before driving the same. What an outrage.
Yeah, because
What is this
you
world
would have
coming
got
to?
home a lot quicker. You know,
Yeah. Don't know,
Would
can you
have been
drive a
going-
plane? Can you accelerate a plane much faster than it goes? Don't they go like 700 mile an hour already?
well, like sometimes you take off late, and they're like, apologies about the way, we'll do our best to get you there on time, and then you always end up like 30 minutes early.
Yeah, well, they
Obviously,
say
have
that.
spanked it. They must
Yeah.
have spanked it.
Yeah, they
in
say
the
like
air.
they do say like we'll try our best to catch up, make up
Yeah.
the time. Then it's like, yeah, why don't you do it all? I guess
Why
it
don't you go
costs
that
more
fast
fuel.
all the time?
Well,
Yeah.
it's probably just as simple as it uses more fuel,
Yeah.
so it costs more money. So if they don't have to, they'll fly more economically.
Bring back the Concorde.
Well, speaking
Concorde
of
was
this,
mad,
I saw I don't know why on X, formerly known as Twitter.
Yeah.
There was like a Concorde. I don't know why, but there was something about Concorde. And then in the comments, there's a company like trying to build a new supersonic jetliner.
Yeah,
So you're
do
like
they?
a new version of Concorde. But the
Wasn't
tickets
just,
would
like,
be like
mad-
15 grand.
Yeah,
I
I'll
was
never
gonna
be
say- I
able
was
to
gonna
afford
say,
it. But
yeah.
it's just cool living in a world where it's possible.
It is,
Yeah.
yeah, it is. It was
Yeah.
like I was gonna say it was crazy expensive to like do, wasn't it? So like Concorde tickets were, I guess they were about the same, weren't they? As that, were they like
Yeah.
mad?
Well, I think it's
Like,
more or less the same.
equivalently, yeah.
I remember you used to see it go over from school a couple of times. We saw it sort of.
Oh, fuck, now you're old.
Yeah, I
When
am.
did
I
Concorde
think
stop flying? I don't know if
it was 90s, I think. I wanna
90s
say-
it started.
say,
I think it stopped early 2000s, right?
I want to say
I...
9.
2003, yeah.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, so I must have.
did it start in like 96, 97?
I think it was 96.
No,
but that's the year I was-
in the 70s.
Oh, what?
First flight, 1969. Introduction, 1976.
No way.
Yeah.
No.
Apparently it was, yeah.
Now you're chatting shit.
That's on Wikipedia.
But
Oh.
was Concorde like the company, and then they didn't do the supersonic ones until...
Great question,
Concorde
Tom.
is the supersonic liner. The Aerospatiale BAC Concorde is a retired Franco-British
Yeah,
supersonic airliner jointly developed and manufactured by Sud
I
Aviation.
can't believe that.
I know, it's unbelievable. I
That's
thought
mad.
it was a
I thought
90s
it
thing
was-
as well.
Yeah, such a 90s thing, isn't it?
I suppose
Proper,
that
yeah,
was
felt
probably
like
when it was
it.
in its, like, maybe not prime, but
I
when
guess that's when it
became like a
spoke
bit of a
about a lot. That's when we
phenomenon.
remember. Yeah.
Yeah.
Either of you guys watch anime?
Nah.
Nah.
I have done. Like I had a friend who used to like One Piece. And what else? Like one is Death Note. Is that it?
I've only watched.
Death Note. Like I used to borrow his things to read that sometimes. Yeah, One
Yeah.
Piece was one he watched.
I only watched the films. What's his name?
Studio Ghibli.
Yeah, I only watched.
Yeah, I
the
watched a
Ghibli
couple of
films.
those.
Mm,
And Afro.
And Pokemon.
Is he called Afro Samurai?
I don't know. I
Afro
only
Sam-
asked because it's a segue into a topic. I don't actually care.
Oh,
what-
okay. All right.
What ones you
well,
watch?
but before you start, then I've got something funny to tell you. Right.
All right.
When we were at uni, we it was like a fancy dress night, and we obviously couldn't be asked to actually deal with getting fancy dressed. It was like our mates were doing like a thing in
Not like you.
town. Yeah, I know, it's weird, isn't it? It's hard to imagine, and it's hard to imagine that like my close friends at uni were similar. So we went to there was like a charity shop on campus, which was fucking awesome.
I think you might have told us this story.
Oh, I told
before.
you this. Yeah.
I think so, but do it again.
Well, basically, we went to this is especially for Basie Josh. Shout out Basie Josh. We used to go to this charity shop all the time on campus. Great. Yeah, so we decided just to go there and just buy any old shit and then just pretend we would just make up that we were like from this anime thing. I think what was it called? It was called Zoranzumu. And
You
I
have
was
said this.
I was the wizard, and I had like this lampshade on my head, and like this dress, basically, I think, or kind of like this weird sort of gold thing, sort of top thing, and then and I had this like bag, and I was producing like treats from it, and
Wasn't there a picture of you?
There is.
There is a picture. You might come back, and the funny thing though is like we said, I wonder if anyone's going to pretend that they know the anime. And there was this one girl there, because someone was like, oh, such and such. We told everyone it was real, and everyone just straight up believed it. They were just like, cool, like, yeah, you are. I don't know what the fuck it is, but yeah. And then someone was like, oh, such and such likes anime, and she fucking pretended she knew. You don't fucking know Zoranzumu, you cunt.
So you couldn't really get away with it now because people would Google it.
They would just Google it straight away,
and be like, oh, we're from Zoranzumu, and then they, let's have a look. Like, got a photo of them or whatever, and then nothing comes up.
Isn't that mad? Different time, guys. Different time.
Concord and no internet.
That's a simpler time, wasn't it? You could pretend to be from an anime because you couldn't be asked to find a real fancy dress costume.
Why did your uni have a charity shop on campus?
I know, it's mad. It was an actual what they call like a campus university. So like all our halls of residence were on campus.
Yeah.
So it was like there ain't loads of those in the UK. I think like Cambridge and like Oxford are one, I think maybe, or one of them.
Uni, Roehampton's one.
Was it? Okay, but it had loads of things. It had like it had a shop, it had a pizza place, it had like a spa. Yeah, and for some reason,
class utopia, mate.
Spa. It was great, but it also had.
Do you mean Spa the shop, not a spa?
Yeah, Spa the shop, SPA, which had a baguette counter at the back, and you could go in there and get a roast dinner for like
your baguettes counted.
Yeah, and you could get a roast dinner in a box for like £2.60. £2.60 for like a roast dinner. You could take that down at the TV room, get a pint for like. I sound like a prop roll man, don't I? Like £1.80. It was fucking great. He's a bit.
You'll
mad
gather around.
You should go back.
Watch Concord on the TV. What's Concord taking off on the TV?
I have seen it since. I've been there since, and the charity shop is gone. Unfortunately.
Oh shit.
Yeah, cunts. But yeah, we used to love that. I also got like.
We used to love that.
And it was when it was one of the others' birthdays. Obviously, all we did was walk to that charity shop and just buy them like just a bunch of crap.
Yeah. You was probably keeping it in business. That's why it's closed. As soon as you left.
Yeah, we probably. Anyway, what's your thing, Tom?
The reason I ask about
anime. Oh yeah, that's
right. There was. See, I don't know any anime, so I don't know, and I don't really understand the culture too much. But there was an anime actress. So I think she's just like a voice actor. Her name is Rai Takahashi. She, I guess, is also like a musician. So she was going on tour, and she posted on what was known as Twitter at the time. She posted on Twitter saying that she had to encourage her fans to wash, basically. Apparently, it is well known that anime conventions are very smelly, and like the personal hygiene levels amongst anime enjoyers.
So what? Wait, I've got a question. So what nationality are the anime enjoyers being like?
Well, I don't know. So she posted this like infographic with advice for someone who's attending a concert, and some of it was good advice, like bring a battery pack so your phone doesn't die, and wear comfortable shoes. You're going to be standing for a while, and maybe you should have a bath so other people don't smell your body odor. And that was the kind of stuff that she was posting. But she posted it in Japanese, so I'm only going by what people say it actually says. But there's a little drawing of someone sitting and washing themselves. And in this article, it goes through that, I don't know, there's like a TikTok video of apparently someone saying this anime convention is horrid. Like the stench is just ridiculous. And it says, over the years, attendees have come up with guides and tips to survive the stench, from the obvious option of using more deodorant to suggesting that people spread methanol-scented ointment under their noses.
I love that. Just block it out. Yeah. Well, I mean, you can't force everyone else to wash. So if you want to go and have a pleasant time.
Yeah. It seems like no one got offended by it or anything. I don't know if that's just because Japanese people maybe don't get offended that easily, but everyone was like, oh, you know what? Good advice. And people were like just putting in tips about how they stop themselves from smelling and giving advice for like what soaps to use and stuff. But yeah.
We had a mate at uni that used to smell, and isn't it one of like the most awkward things? Because like it's different now. I guess I sound like an old cunt again, but like, it's never been it's never been acceptable to
back in my day.
Dig someone out.
Soap was on ration.
But it's like you could quite comfortably like dig your mates out for certain things, can't you? There are certain things that you could maybe dig each other out about.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe you're being a bit on the chubby side. You're putting on a bit of weight, you fat cunt. You know, like you can sort of dig each other out for that, maybe. Maybe not.
Just
if
the
like,
light stuff, you know. Yeah.
There's a line if they're really fat, maybe, and they're just always fat, maybe you don't. But like if someone never used to be and they're putting on a bit, might be like, but like someone smelling, it was never really like, I don't know, it never felt like something you can just like cane someone for.
Well, also if someone doesn't usually smell and they show up smelling, then I think it's okay because it's like, mate, like I don't like you.
Normally, like if I know, if I know I'm
might have gone out, they might have had a sweaty morning, they might be running around.
Everyone
all day,
smells sometimes, exactly.
You've got to put whatever, and you can say, like, bro, do you want some deodorant because you stink? But someone who always smells, it's hard because you're critiquing their lifestyle almost.
Yeah, but it's like the easiest thing to
fix.
Just shower more and apply some deodorant. But like the thing was like, we really liked the guy and we liked hanging out with him.
From a distance.
But like, yeah, exactly. We just like didn't want to hang out. Yeah, we just didn't want to hang out with him because he smelled so bad. And it was like, we didn't want him in our room, especially because we just, you hang out in your room.
It lingers.
And it'd linger, especially like, the only place to really sit was just chilling on your bed. You know,
I feel like there's always someone like that at uni. So I went to 2 unis. So I dropped out and then went back.
Whoa,
and there was like,
Jesus Christ.
No, like there was always
Scholar
that one person.
boy.
There's that one person that just seemed to just be the smelly guy.
Yeah. But the thing is, so we basically, we like drew straws. Like someone's going to have to tell him. We were like, we can't continue on like this. We're going to draw straws. Someone's going to have to tell him. And my mate James lost. So we had to do it. And he's the most like, it was probably the worst choice to do it as well. But I'm glad I didn't have to fucking do it. Yeah. But he did. He pulled him aside. I think he went around and was like, just straight up, just like, yeah, man, like, I've got to tell you, you smell bad. And it's not pleasant. And like, maybe you should think about, I don't know, he's probably a little bit more tactful than this. Was like, you know, maybe you should think about like washing a bit more, having some deodorant, like, because we did think like maybe he just can't smell it.
Yeah.
And actually, and our theory, like, I know you don't smell yourself as much generally, but you got nose blind to certain things. But our theory was that he had generally a bad sense of smell. And it was like, what's the word? Like backed up when we used to, I think he had a bong once and he had this bong inside his room and like left it in the room. We went in and was like, Christ, it stinks of weed in here. Like I would not be leaving that bong in here. Like it stunk horrible. As we were like, well, maybe you can't fucking smell it. So yeah, we told him. And to be fair, from that point onwards, he never smelled. And he'd come out and he'd have, for a little while, he used to do these little like mini cans of deodorant. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And they were like I think Lynx did them and they were like little like meant for like putting in your pocket. And he never smelled. And he had one of them with him all the time. And he'd always check.
See, I like that.
Do I smell? And we'd be
accepted
like, no,
the
you're
feedback.
Cool. Yeah.
And then
grew from it.
And was a better. Your best mates now.
Yeah, and was just better for that reason. Yeah. Yeah, it was actually Turkish Ken. No.
He used to be known as Smelly Glenn.
There was a guy, right, we used to call in college that was nicknamed Sweaty Rob. And obviously he did not like that name. And tried to like create the own nickname for himself of Big Dave. And it obviously didn't stick. Like you can't just make your own nickname.
You can't make your own nickname.
Yeah, and everyone just called him Sweaty Rob, yeah. And you still see him about, and obviously he's a full grown man. And I still just think, I can't go, right, Sweaty Rob. Like it's a
But I mean,
I'm also not saying right, Big Dave. If you're the other Rob, exactly, yeah.
You don't need to call him Sweaty Rob.
No.
The whole reason
was his name Dave or Rob?
Do you know, I don't think it was Dave. Yeah, I actually know. I think it was Rob. It must have been. We can't have just called him Sweaty Rob when his name wasn't Rob.
Yeah, it's even stranger that he was trying to go for Big Dave then.
Yeah, I know. I think Big Dave was like a thing, wasn't it? Wasn't it like the pot noodle thing? Wasn't that Big Dave? It was like a pot noodle advert, and it was like Ask Big Dave, and there was a big bloke eating a pot noodle or something.
Black and white TV was it?
I just feel like everyone knows a Big Dave, right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's kind of the joke of the pot noodle advert, I suppose. But it was definitely like a pot noodly thing, and
What's one advert that's like stuck with you? Because I always think there's one advert that I always like think of as sticking out from my childhood. It's the Belly's Gonna Get You advert. Remember that?
I was just going to say that when you were asking me. That was going to be my answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you've mentioned this before on the podcast, maybe.
I remember seeing it when I was a kid, like getting freaked out by this huge belly chasing that guy. But what was it advertising?
It was advertising, I think, like Nike, and it was like, go running, don't get a belly.
Okay.
The belly's gonna get ya. Belly. It was like that. And it was filmed in the fucking, in Romford, wasn't it? In Liberty.
Was it really?
It was, yeah.
Ah.
Hype. Big up Romford.
Have you seen it, Tom, right? Belly's Gonna Get You.
I think so. I think we've spoke about it before.
Yeah. I just sent you the link to Big Dave, by the way. It was a pot noodle thing. And it was, I think it was like, the joke was like, Big Dave ate the pot noodle, not me. I think that was the joke. And it was advertising like a particularly bigger pot noodle, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, I do remember this advert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What,
he's just like,
which one?
The Belly's Gonna Get You.
Yeah. It was Nike. Was it Nike? Was it to advertise or a sports brand of some kind? Or
Reebok.
Reebok.
Yeah, and that is a Liberty when he's going up the lift. Yeah.
There you go.
Good
I just
advert.
remember it. Yeah, it was great.
Do you remember the tango thing as well? Were you like around for like the tango moral panic?
I remember like you got tangoed. Like that's
Yeah,
like
and people would like
tangoed.
it was like the first happy slaps. Remember happy slaps? That's
That's
Yeah,
mad.
happy
Yeah.
slap.
yeah. Yeah, it was like an early happy slaps. People would tango each other, like slap in the face. And there was always a rumour like someone got like their eardrum
Killed.
burst. No, someone got killed. Yeah, someone got their nipple flicked off by a tango.
I used to like the rumour. It's like a rumour that I think you said that actually happened. Someone freezing their nipple with deodorant.
That's what I was
Yeah.
saying. That was just a classic rumour. That was a classic rumour.
Yeah, and then there was
I
an
don't
article that's saying it actually happened.
Yeah,
There's like no
so,
details about the person or anything. Yeah.
It's a bit like there was always a rumour that like some kid got speared by a javelin at sports day. It was what
I don't think I ever heard
multiple
that, but that was a rumour, yeah.
I
Was it
think
like
our
Gable
PE
Hall,
teachers might have
Hassenbrook?
told us that.
Yeah.
Is that-
Or someone
that
got
just-
hit by a fucking what they called shot put. Either a shot put or like
Are
a
these just
javelin.
things that the PE teachers tell you just to make sure
They
you don't
must
fuck
be, yeah,
about
it
and it
must
don't
be. Yeah.
happen? Yeah.
It's the same with like in like DT or woodworking or whatever you called it, where the teacher would always say, "Yep, careful, like tuck your tie in." Someone got sucked into the machine
Yeah,
once,
yeah.
or someone's scalp got ripped off
Oh.
because their hair got caught in the
Jesus,
machine.
I never heard that
All
savagery.
this
Yeah.
shit, yeah.
That's
And,
got leveled up. I
Our
just had the
teacher
tie
told
one,
us
yeah.
something about like
I guess we didn't have girls at school. No one had long hair.
oh right, yeah.
Mm.
Didn't have them back in them days.
It wasn't. And we weren't allowed. We weren't allowed to grow our hair. And I used to get like classic, like makes it sound proper old fashioned. Well, it wasn't old fashioned school really, but like I got like suspended towards the end of school for having too long hair. It was getting to the. It was. I had like rough. I was starting to get like what you could imagine my hair to get like a bit of a grunger. I started to grow my hair out. And they kept getting. I had like a letter sent home that said I'd like repeatedly disobeyed guidelines. My sister framed it for me because she thought it was hilarious. He said something like he has, because I think the line was something like, you know, we've been told to cut his hair. He has consistently failed to conform. My sister was like, that's awesome. That's a
Good little line though, yeah.
Yeah, it's a good line. It's like, damn right I have. Rage Against the fucking Machine.
The advert that stuck with me is you buy one, you get one free. I said you buy one, you get one free.
Yeah, I know
Remember
what that
that
is,
one?
but I don't know what that is. Yeah, I
You don't know
it's
what that
for.
one is?
No,
Jules,
I
you
know what
that
it is. Like it rings a bell, but
Yeah, I
what's
don't
it
know
for?
what it's advertising though.
It's Windows, I'm pretty sure.
Is it?
Windows? No. What
yeah,
is in?
like window frames.
Oh,
like,
right.
not-
I thought you meant
not
it's in
like-
the
not
operating
Microsoft
system. I
Windows.
thought that's a strange angle for them to take.
Yeah, what is it? Window man, buy one, get one free. He's just knocking over window frames.
I don't remember that at all.
Ah.
Oh, this is a great advert. Safe Style UK.
I mean, is
Sorry.
it a good advert if you can't remember what it was for?
Yeah.
It's just funny.
How old is this advert?
All right, so we remember it from being a meme then, really. We don't remember the advert on TV. Is that what?
Okay, yeah.
Oh, no, I remember it on TV.
Do you? Oh,
Yeah, it ain't that old.
okay.
I guess
Yeah,
it would have
I
been
don't
early
know.
2000s, right?
Yeah, right.
I
Yeah.
remember this one.
I don't remember it being an advert. I feel like I remember having watched it. I don't know. I forgot this advert existed. How did I forget something so iconic? I love YouTube comments.
Yeah, I don't really have anything else to say about the anime thing other than that they smell and they need to wash when they go to the concert, I guess.
There you
About
go.
about
Or the
that,
convention.
like the Smelly convent convention.
Yeah.
I can't remember the full story, but wasn't there like some mad furry convention where like people were shitting in, like purposely shitting in their furry suits? And
I think I read an article about
like,
that.
it turned into like loads of people got arrested.
Just feral.
Yeah, like there was like
Feral.
sexual assault.
Pun intended,
People
is
shitting
that?
and like throwing shit at each other in their furry suits and stuff.
Mad.
That's awful.
Was that like an odd thing to happen, or is it a fairly large
Furry
crossover?
communities maybe a little
It's
bit.
odd for like
Yeah.
humans.
yeah, but I mean,
But
like,
isn't
yeah.
there there's like a subsect of the furry community where that's maybe more
Well,
of a thing? Like,
evidently, I
to go
guess,
feral.
yeah.
Yeah, not all furries.
No.
No.
Yeah.
Not declaring war on furry community.
And not all people that like shitting on themselves are furries as well.
No,
so
it's
you know,
quite a small
that
percentage
is
of
important
furry.
to point out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think it was like Fur Forest or something. What was the name of it?
Oh, well,
Yeah,
the name of the convention.
Rainforest. It was called Rainforest. That was it. It was like
Clever.
a convention.
Isn't
But
it
I
like
can't
the
remember
furries
exact
thing?
details of it.
It's not even necessarily a sexual thing always, or is it quite a lot, but not necessarily?
Don't think it has to be. I think it is a lot of the time a sexual thing, or it turns into a sexual thing.
And is anyone like really telling the truth when they say it's not? Is it?
Don't know. What we should do is one day we should all figure out what our fursona is. I think you choose it yourself.
Fursona.
That's an actual thing. And
What does that mean? How you would present? if you were a furry?
I'm a sly fox, kind of character, or like, I'm a big grizzly bear, and like you figure out what kind of animal you are. Okay. I don't know if you do like an online quiz or something, or there probably is one. Yeah, we'll do that for episode. Oh no, we done that on episode 100.
Did we? Oh right, yeah.
We done that, didn't we? I forgot already.
Oh yeah, well done.
All the drinks
well
we had.
reminded. Yeah. Fucking hell, yeah, exactly. All those 100 drinks.
Yeah.
I'm glad we did that. I'm glad we did Centurion after all that.
Oh, fuck.
I don't think I needed to shit myself though. After all,
despite the fact, well, I guess after the success of episode 100, the phone's been texting off the hook.
Oh, I see.
And we got a text from a listener.
Okay.
You can text in. You might have forgotten, but it's 07470184383.
074701843. Did you have to remind yourself of that, or did you just remember? Like, did you remind yourself pre-recording of that number, or you just?
No, I remember it. Yeah, it was a good jingle. Yeah.
What's the international calling code for our international listeners? Tom?
+4470184383. Something like that. Yeah, +44. Yeah, it was another. Would you rather, or would you take £1 million type question?
Okay, come on, hit me with it.
Can we know who it was?
I don't know. It was anonymous.
Oh.
It was anonymous. Whoa!
Yeah, I know. Anonymous texter. Thanks. Yeah, you can text, you can WhatsApp, you can voice message. Leave, give us some content because it's hard. But would you take £1 million, but for the next 10 years you hit every red light?
100%. 100%. I would do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
10 years is a long time.
10 years is a long time, but like, I guess
how much money?
£1 million.
Does this include on my bike?
Yeah.
Do I have to stop? Because I don't stop at red lights on my bike generally.
Whoa!
Depends who's listening.
I guess not.
Okay, well then, yeah, I'll do it. 100%.
You don't have to stop in your car.
No, true. Yeah, nothing actually forces you to stop. Yeah. Yeah, 100%. I'll do that. That's easy. Like, why? Especially if you had, how much is it? £1 million?
Yeah.
If you've got £1 million, surely like generally your life is quite a bit. I mean, if you use it wisely, your life can surely become less of a rush.
That's true. It'll be less of a rush. You don't have to not go anywhere.
No,
if anything, you might go more places. Like you'd be traveling around a bit or more often.
Yeah.
How many holidays you're going to be late for? You're going to be
that's
late.
That's the question. Do you hit them if you're in like an Uber as well? Like,
yeah.
Just okay.
Yeah.
So then that costs you more money.
And I guess you never. Does it also tie to, like, say you're walking and sometimes you walk up to a crossing and it's ready to go? That never happens.
No, yeah, you always get the green man as well.
Yeah. You always have to press the button and
yeah.
You don't get the green man rather, you got red man, you mean?
No, yeah, you're always being like slowed down, inconvenient. Yeah, even temporary lights.
What about like railway crossings? Like you drive up to them and the crossing shuts.
Yeah, it's not a red light.
Are they red? Aren't they
There's a
orange?
red light. There's a red light. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they're red then.
So you get that. You get crossings, level crossings they're called, and you get them by foot. When you go, sometimes you go by foot,
yeah.
and you
There's no
just can't
bridge.
go because there's a train coming. Yeah, all right. It's starting to add up a bit now, actually.
Yeah.
It's still though. I'd still do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
What about like all your flights get delayed as well, just by like a bit?
That'd be shit.
no, well,
I think
do
kinda
they
don't
have
they?
traffic lights on the runways and stuff?
No, maybe not. Maybe, yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know.
We'll
Ask
call
that,
up that
pilot.
ex-pilot.
Yeah.
Joel, what about you guys? Yeah, would you?
Yeah,
do it?
I think I probably would do it, but I'd be an angry man for 10 years.
Would you though? Wouldn't you just learn to like? That's life. After like, I'd just say after maybe 6 months, you'd be fairly like settled into the fact that that's what reality is. After 2 years, you wouldn't even think about it anymore. You'd be like, this is just reality. Everywhere I go, this is what happens, and I've adjusted
it'd be really
my.
nice after 10 years, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I guess, yeah. But it might fuck you up. You might start to like. I don't know, I guess you should be early to things. It wouldn't
You
fuck
just
you
start
up. would it?
stopping.
yeah,
You'd stop. Yeah.
Yeah, you'd stop. Yeah, for a while, you just stop. This is what I do now. I stop.
Do you know
You get
what'd be
beeped.
more
You might have
annoying?
someone crash into the back of you. Be chaos.
Be more annoying. You know, sometimes you go to a crossing where the light it changes really quickly between green and red. So like one car can go through and it's like
Yeah.
red.
Yeah.
It might be more annoying if every single traffic light was like that, or every single traffic
That'd
light.
be way worse. No, yeah, that'd be way worse.
Yeah, every single traffic light was like, because in some here.
But then it's not just inconveniencing you. I guess you're still the main
Yeah.
one.
So I think that would be worse rather than every traffic light you reach is red, because some might be quick, but if you're in traffic and then each it's like really stop and start, that's almost more annoying.
That is more annoying. Yeah.
That is a good point. Yeah, and when it says, well, maybe that does apply because when you meet it, it's red. So every time.
Well, yeah. So if you come up to one of those lights that only lets you only goes green for a little bit, then obviously it's going to be red when you get there, and then it'll just be like normal. Like it goes green, goes red, goes green, goes red.
Yeah.
And it'd be the same if there's a traffic light that goes green for ages. It will go red, but then it will just go back to normal, like green. It's just when you get there, it's red. It's like it will always be green, and then just as you're about to get there, like you see it go red.
When it's in your like vision,
yeah. But you're not close enough to it.
I think I definitely would take it. I'll take the money. So, anonymous user, let me know where I could send my bank details, and I'll have it.
Yeah, I'd probably still, even though I'm trying to make it more difficult, I'd probably still take it.
Yeah.
Because like you say, you get used to it. You'd find the routes that have the least amount of lights, I feel, as well.
Yeah, 100%.
There might be like a much longer way to get where you're going.
Yeah.
But yeah, you don't want to stop.
Just go and live in the countryside. There's no red lights in the countryside.
It's true.
Apart from if they're doing like temporary roadworks.
Yeah.
And maybe you'd also get to learn, it'd be worth going out and doing the research even to know which ones actually have cameras and know which ones maybe you can bollocks off. Like maybe not, not obviously like properly run a red light, but every now and then it's orange, right up to the point and you think, if I just tick through that, I guess you won't get that, will you? You'll never get that. It'll be solid red by the time you get to it.
Yeah. Or if it's, at night time or like super early in the morning, there's no one around.
There's no kind of bad. It's just cool.
Yeah.
Do you know one thing that always winds me up? I probably mentioned this before because I'm a sad cunt and it winds me up. But like, why do you get, when you get you crossing the road on foot as a pedestrian and there's one bit, you get to like an island and you sort of walk through a thing and then there's another bit, right? Why doesn't it? You press one button and then it starts the thing for both buttons. Like whoever wants to get, ever in the history of people have gone to that middle island and gone, I'm just going to chill out here. like I don't want to press the next button.
I
think maybe it's...
Yeah, sometimes people like rush across without it being green to that middle island, but then they can't get across on the next bit. So then they have to press the button.
Like one side might have traffic and the other side doesn't.
Okay, well, I get you that. So, if you haven't pressed that other button, you've still got a button to press. But why does it not, from side one, you press it, it then cues like a delayed stop in the other. I guess the only argument is that you might get to the other side and run across without having to press the button.
Yeah.
And that therefore creates a better traffic flow. But still.
That's true. I guess they're just separate light
systems. It's just cheaper.
As well.
It's just cheaper,
and they would probably, like it would probably take a lot of work to have it. So when you press the button on one side, it delays and
it's quite,
start on the other.
It's not worth it, is
Because
it?
then if it didn't do that, you would be stopping the traffic way longer than you need to.
Yeah, that's true. Did you know though as well? This is really boring, isn't it? It's from about accidental partridge. Traffic lights in London, the button is bullshit. Pretty much all of them. The button is a fallacy.
Yeah, so one of my friends said this, and he said the same thing here in Nijmegen. I was like, it's not bullshit. If you don't press the fucking thing, it won't go green, and you won't be able to cross the road. But every time I was trying to demonstrate it to him, someone else would press the button on the other side, and it would go green. So he'd always say, "See, I haven't pressed it, and it's gone green." But it's because he's talking about the London thing as well.
Well, it depends on the road.
I think it depends.
If it's like a junction, they go in a pattern anyway. They go clockwise or anti-clockwise. And you pressing the button does nothing. It maybe sends a signal so they know what the traffic. Maybe they've got some stats they know the footfall of whatever. But maybe it's once there's this many people have pressed the button, then we change to.
Or it might be times. So maybe at a certain time of night it changes.
What the fuck are we talking about?
But then also even if you're in London, the ones that are just purely a crossing in the middle of the road, they're real. If no one presses it,
that's different. I mean,
it's good.
But junctions, no need to press them.
Heard it here first.
Yeah.
And now
I still press them even though I know
next week
country
on
radio
talk. Pelican crossings. That is what they're called, aren't they? Pelican crossing.
You're a pelican crossing.
That is a thing, though, isn't it? Pelican crossing.
That is, yeah. There's pelican, puffins,
toucan.
What?
Yep.
Yeah.
Zebra.
Yeah, zebra.
What's a puffin crossing?
I don't know the difference. Toucan is for pedestrians and cyclists.
And there's pangolin crossing as well, isn't there? There's a pangolin crossing.
Fuck.
Yeah. There's toucan cross.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
And platypus crossing. That's a.
Oh, I think puffin. No, actually, this ain't true. So you're a puffin is the one. I know one of them is it has a sensor, so it doesn't go back to red man, green light until people have got across it. And I think that's puffin crossing. And the way you remember it is an old puffin who takes ages to cross the road.
That can't be right.
That's bullshit. If you've got an old puffin crossing the road and they're timed, she ain't going to make it across. But if she's crossing the road and there's a sensor that lets her get across and then the cars can go.
I mean, the thing is, the cars aren't going to go, are they? If she's still puffing her way across the road.
I'd go. It's the rules. Puffing.
I can't believe we just talked about fucking traffic lights for 15 minutes.
Oh,
ridiculous! A good job that we're not charging people to download this podcast.
I thought was you excited that you thought you'd confirmed your.
I just saw the word older, but it says this. I thought it was going for the older user. But it says the design is distinct from the older Pelican crossing, in that the lights signaling the pedestrians are on the same side of the road as the pedestrian. So it's the one where you press the button and then the little box with the red man, green man is right there next to you. And then the Pelican crossing is the one where it's across the road. But it does say they have two sensors on top of the traffic lights, pedestrian crossing detector and curb detector. These sensors detect if the pedestrian crossing slowly and can hold the red traffic light longer if needed. So it is exactly what I said.
My mind is blown.
It's not called that because they're old puffins, I don't think.
My mind has been blown.
What a great way to finish episode 101 of the Curios Cast.
Hype.
We haven't been able to speak about it. I wanted to speak about the little aliens from Mexico. But
we spoke about that on episode 100.
Yeah.
Because I was going to bring that to episode 101 and then I thought,
I must have had too much to drink.
We spoke about that in the midst of episode 100.
The hazy mist.
We spoke about the Mexican aliens.
So
whenever that was
I listened back to episode 100
on that bombshell.
Yeah, I must have spoken about some interesting shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we all did.
Yeah. I'm going to make sure that I've got lots of stuff. I made
people
sure
are saying
that I had lots of stuff to talk about.
It was the funniest podcast they've ever heard.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I've had lots of people say that to me as well. Basically, Josh really liked it. He told me how much he liked it. Yeah.
It's number one in the charts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they did want us to speak more about urban design. So I feel like we've
urban planning.
Urban planning.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was fun. Cheers, lads.
episode.
Oh, sorry, got somewhere to be.
101 of the Curios Cast.